All right, folks, welcome back. I am so thrilled and excited about these next two segments. Joining us right here in studio is Dr. Alveda King, civil rights activist, niece of the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., also Pastoral Associate Director of African American Outreach at priestsforlife.org. It is so great to see you.
It's so good
Thanks
to join you.
Thanks for coming in. We've talked so many times, and
on
this is the
Skype,
first time.
on the phone, but this
Yes.
is great. This is
All right, you're involved in something very, very exciting. It's the Restore the Dream 2014 effort. What is it?
We are very excited. My co-chair, Nigel Ennis, and Nigel gave me a call and said, will you join this? And I said, people need hope. Of course I will join. And we have other colleagues who've joined us, and the number is growing. We want to bring hope and transformation, real change, not only to the African American community, but to the soccer mom in America, the single mom, the parents who are struggling like I am. My kids have college loans and issues. And, you know, the next thing we know, we've got Ferguson going on. We've got ISIS and the children being, young men being beheaded, and now Ebola. How much can America take without sanity and without answers?
No, and we're going to get to Ferguson in the next segment. But let me ask you, how do you go about convincing the African American community that maybe they've been going down the wrong path when it comes to the election booth for so many decades? How hard a task is that, and how do you combat that?
African American people, we are very intelligent, we are very thoughtful, thinking, and praying people. And so we're not lost sheep. We already have a savior. And so what we need to do now is to think. I'm not about voter suppression. I don't want African Americans to stay at home. I want to help educate them through RestoreTheDream2014.com as to what's happening in the community, how we have gotten morally misled, and how to get back home.
And who is morally misled you? Is Obama part of that moral misleading?
The current administration definitely is a part of that moral bankruptcy. You know, but we can turn that trend. The trend can turn around. We've been suffering with health care issues, which I do support good, genuine health care, housing, school loans for our kids. Our unemployment rate in African American is off the chart. Yeah. It's not fair. Yeah. And so we need answers. We've not gotten them in the last 7 going on 8 years, but answers are there.
Absolutely. And when you hear the president speak, and when he undertakes what he undertakes, it seems antithetical. I mean, the African American community, as you said, not only intelligent but God-fearing. Yeah. Traditional marriage, they favor that. The economy is probably their main concern. Education is a huge concern. I've just described the entire Republican agenda to you, and yet, again, like a lot of Jews too, the blacks will vote just Democrat.
The conservative agenda. And in the African American community and many communities, we do line up with it. But there again, moral bankruptcy. We've been misled, we've been lied to and tricked. You know, for instance, health care. And we will give you a plan if you accept free birth control and easy access to abortion. What does that have to do with health care? Neither is health care. We need a good educational plan. We need fair housing. We need enough money to pay for groceries. These are things that all people need, and definitely African Americans need that. We need jobs. Our men want to work. Our women, our young people, we want to work. Help us to get those jobs.
Does the African American community realize, because the news media doesn't tell them, that one of the first things Obama did was take away the voucher program in Washington, D.C., so even the siblings of those kids lucky enough to be attending great schools in the worst school district in America would have no further hope of joining their siblings?
Absolutely. Took an axe to the fair education opportunities.
Yeah, it's disgraceful. It really is, and I just wish more people would know. So you're hopeful that you could educate and turn the tide a little bit for the African American community and the Republican Party, kind of melding them together?
I know we can. RestoreTheDream2014.com.
Yeah, give us the website also. Yeah, okay.
RestoreTheDream2014.com. Not only the dream of Martin Luther King Jr., but the American dream. We are Americans. This is still a great country, and I believe African Americans believe that as well.
And what would your uncle say about Obama?
Well, I believe he would pray for the president. He would pray for all of those who are in authority so that we can have a peaceful life. And he would encourage us to be peaceful and prayerful, but powerful.
Would he vote for him?
I don't believe at this time. I believe he would pray for him.
Okay, gotcha.
I know he would.
We got a segment to go. I want to talk about Ferguson. I know you're going back to Ferguson in a couple of days. There's been new developments today. The governor of Missouri spoke, and he announced a commission. We have some information leaking out about the testimony of the officer and threats from the community saying, you better convict, you better indict him or else. We're talking to Dr. Alveda King. We will be right back with more right after this break here on Newsmax Television. Don't you go away.